Hey, what is up YouTube? Welcome to the Custom Adventurous. So today I'll be comparing the AirPods Pro to the KP Pros with name change. Okay, so I'll be using the CA scoring method 2.0 to compare these two. Alright, getting right into the packaging of the two. They both come in small white boxes. They both have images of the headphones on the front. The images are identical and the earbuds part protrudes slightly for both of them. For the side of the AirPods, they have Apple logos and the AirPods name on the top. The KP Pros, they have nothing on these sides. For the back, they both have very similar images and very similar text on the back. Alright, opening the two at the same time. One thing I really do need to mention is the quality of the box is almost identical to the box on the AirPods. Good job on Nokia's part. Mainly because the AirPods box quality is very difficult to replicate. Alright, so after you remove the lid of the two, you get a manual for the KP Pros, where you get a Designed by Apple in California insert for the AirPods. After those two, you get the headphones for both of them. And below that, there's a charger and exchangeable ear tips for both of them. Looking closer at the chargers, the originals come with USB Type-C to Lightning, and also the clones have that too. Very cool. Alright, getting right into the design of the case. Looking at the two side by side, they look very similar. For these clones, there are no dead giveaways that they are clones. Honestly, the only way I can tell the difference between the two by just looking at them is the Custom Adventurous name on the originals. And if you aren't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe. I have some big videos coming soon you won't want to miss. Okay, back to the clones. There are a few details that aren't the same as the originals. For example, there's no little diffuser over the LED on the front. The charging port is slightly more rounded than the original. The button on the back looks the same, but the clickiness is slightly different. The whole package weighs slightly less than the originals. The lid for the KP Pros goes back more than the original, and the snap isn't quite as satisfying, but everything else is exactly the same. I would say if you had these, one would be hard pressed to tell if they were clones or not. Now for the design of the earbuds. Looking at the two side by side, they look very similar. At first I really couldn't find any differences, but after a minute of comparing the two, these are the differences I could find. The ear tip is the exact same size, but the driver in the KP Pros is closer to your ear. In the AirPods, the driver is pretty far from the ear tip. The next thing I noticed is the bottom of the stem. For the originals, they have little chrome parts and white on the bottom. But for the clones, they have a full chrome bottom and a mesh in the middle. There isn't any text on the underside of the earbuds for the KP Pros. Also, a few of the grills are pretty much just stickers for the clone, but the ear sensors are real though. For the touch functions, the AirPods have a little pad on the side that you squeeze and it gives a little vibration feedback. For the clones now, you can also squeeze the sides for the touch functions, but you have to do a little bit more specific and you don't get vibration feedback. Those are pretty much all the differences I could find. Now for the price of the two. The AirPods come in at $250 US, and the KP Pros come in at around $95 US. But with the coupon code CA10, you can get 10% off your purchase. Then you can get them for $85. You're welcome. Alright, now for the audio quality of the two. Okay, I'm just gonna say this now. The AirPods sound better. In my opinion, they just seem to be more balanced, but sometimes people prefer the bass. In this case, the KP Pros have much more bass than the originals, but you do lose some of the highs because of this. But that is how the audio quality is. Now for the battery life of the two. The AirPods can get 4 to 5 hours of audio playback, with an additional 24 hours with the case. The clones get 3.5 to 4.5 hours of audio playback, with an additional 24 hours with the case. Now for the connectivity of the two. Alright, so now I'll be showing the pairing process between the two earbuds. And yeah, so we're going to start with the AirPods Pro. Open the case. Button down. Press connect. Hold the button. Boom. We're connected. We also get a little display thing that shows you how to use AirPods. Skip that. Now for the KP Pros. Ready, set, go. Hold the button down. And they also do have that same display. Now we're going to see how long the two take to pair when you pull them out of the case and you put them in your ears. Alright. So we'll start with the AirPods Pros. Okay. Now the KP Pros. Okay. I'm going to show off some of the details. Watch this. So you know how when you have your AirPods and you connect them? So up here you have that little headphone logo, right? Usually with other types of earbuds, you get the headphone with a little battery on the side, but not for the AirPods. So most clones have that same thing. But with these KP Pros, you also get that little headphone. Really cool. Another thing is you have name change. You can change all the name. You can change the name what you want it to be. Just like that. Sadly, these do not work. You can do all this. Lots of cool things. Alright, so now I'm going to see how far the two earbuds can get from the phone before they start disconnecting or anything like that. Let's do it. Okay, so I have both earbuds in my ears. One is the clone and one is the original. Leave which one you think is in the comments, alright? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Tell me which ones are which in the comments. Now for the mic quality. Now for the features and cool things about the two. They do both have ear sensors on the earbuds, so when you pull them out of your ear, they will pause automatically. When you put the AirPods in your ears, they make a sound like this. Dun dun. The KP Pros also have a sound when they connect when you put them in your ears, but it's not as clean of a sound. It's more like zzzn. They both do have wireless charging. They both have LED indicators on the case. They both have touch functions. For the clones, they are double squeeze on either side to play or pause the music, triple squeeze on the right side to go to the next song, triple squeeze on the left side to go to the previous song, squeeze and hold to summon Siri. For the AirPods, they are squeeze on either side to play or pause, double squeeze on either side to go to the next song, triple squeeze on either side to go to the previous song, squeeze and hold to change between noise cancellation and ambient mode. Now for the main feature that these KP Pros replicate from the AirPods. They now have name change and location services. So now you can go to the settings and change the name just like the original AirPods. Also, you can track them through Find My app just like the originals. Very cool. It almost makes it just exactly the same as the AirPods. Now for my personal experience about the two. Alright, so this is my personal experience about the two. Also, if you've noticed a bump or a drawback in quality, I just want to let you guys know I am using a Canon M50 now to record my videos, and I'm also editing on a new software called Final Cut Pro on the MacBook Pro. And yeah, but back to the AirPods. So they are two very similar devices. Overall, the AirPods pretty much, they kind of beat the KP Pros, but the KP Pros definitely have improved from their previous versions. But they still don't beat the AirPods, but they do have all those features that the AirPods come with. The only features that the AirPods have that these ones don't have is the noise cancellation and the ambient mode. But other than that, they have the exact same features. They are pretty similar in everything else, and honestly, this is a pretty good buy. It's not like the greatest, but it's still a really good buy. And yeah, I recommend them. They're not horrible. And yeah, also thank you guys so much for watching all my videos, and thank you so much for 25,000 subscribers. This is crazy. I don't even know. I never thought I would ever get to this. Like, I was just hoping for 1,000 and just took off, and you guys are here to thank for that. Be on the lookout for a new video after this one, because I have a big video coming up and it's gonna be my year review. It's gonna be pretty cool, so I definitely recommend watching it and looking out for it. And yeah, alright, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to like this video and subscribe. Peace.